Hello everyone and welcome to the very long overdue behind the scenes for Jedi Vacation. One of the first effects that you see whenever the video starts is of course where I'm laying there in bed and then my phone is on the table and the little hologram pops up. That actually was not that difficult of an effect to do. I just basically took a picture of Princess Leia from the Star Wars movie and then I made it look really weird and distorted and I animated it to kind of like flicker in and out, and then I just had it pop up in time with the voice. That was actually my mom that I recorded saying, "Zach, it's time to wake up." I managed to talk her into helping me out with that part. And the next effect that we come to is whenever I first walk into the kitchen and I want to pour me a bowl of cereal. Now this wasn't actually as difficult as it may have seemed. What I ended up doing was I first filmed out the entire scene the way that you saw it. I was sitting there at the counter and I actually had my dad stand off to the side holding the carton of milk, pouring it, and I made sure that his arm or his hand never showed towards the camera. It was just behind the milk jug itself. And then after that I just picked up everything off the counter and moved it out of the way, including myself. And then I just basically filmed the background there, which is called a clean plate. So that way you could take the footage of me sitting there with my dad's arm, and then you could just mask out around his arm frame by frame, so that way it will replace it with that background plate that you got. For the scene where I'm in the bathroom shaving with the lightsaber, basically I just filmed that scene exactly as you saw it. All I did was I had one side of my face already shaved, and then I just covered all of it with shaving cream. So that way whenever I had the lightsaber with the blade fully extended, I could just wipe it right off. And then I just went frame by frame and I masked out the blade of the lightsaber and I replaced it with just a white solid that was cut to the shape of the blade. Then you add a glow layer and basically this is what you get. Then I just threw on a little bit of smoke there whenever it was going down, just to try to make it look like the hair was singeing off or whatever. Whenever I go to move the sun, this was actually filmed on two different occasions. The part of me walking outside and first putting the towel on the chair, that was done on an overcast day or right before a storm. So that way it was really dark and you would believe that the sun was maybe behind the clouds. And then for the part afterwards of me relaxing, I filmed that during the early morning where the sun was like the highest right over tops. That way it looked like the sun was out. And then for the part where I moved the sun, I basically just filmed a blank sky, and then I found a high resolution image of the sun on Google and I put that into the footage and I had it like move with my hand. So not that difficult. That was probably one of the easiest effects that I did in the entire video. Now the part where I stabbed Logan with the lightsaber, that took the longest out of all of the effects by far. I'd say that a good 6 hours worth of work went into that. And for the part where I stabbed him, I basically had to go and mask out his body so that way it looked like the blade was going behind him. You'll notice whenever I shove the blade into his back, he kind of like jerks forward a little bit, and I used that to try and tell like, okay, that would be the base of the lightsaber hitting his back, and then right after that I had the blade just stick out. And if you go through it really slowly, you'll notice that it's not exactly level with the way the handle was. I kind of cheated the perspective of that a little bit, but all the other angles that I tried didn't really look that right, and I kind of wanted to have it look like it was like coming out facing towards the audience. And for the part coming out, I just animated 3 different frames, one of it with just a little glowing circle, one at medium length, and then one completely out with a little bit of a distortion at the end, so that way it looked like it was like sticking towards you. And then for whenever I pull it out of his chest, I basically just took those 3 frames, copied and pasted them, and then played them in reverse, so that way it looked exactly the same going in as it did coming out. And then I just add a little black hole there to look like, I don't know, like a hole in his chest. I kind of got lazy with that too, just because at that point I was sick of working on it. It was like 6 hours up to that point. And of course, he moves around a little bit, and you can't have the blade go in him and then stay in place while he's moving around. It just wouldn't look right. So what I did was I motion tracked the blade that I drew to his chest. Luckily, since he had his shirt off, I just motion tracked it to like his nipples, so that way it would move. Whenever he would move, the blade would move with it, just to kind of sell that realism a little bit. Last but not least, we filmed this video in the Outer Banks of North Carolina while we were on vacation. The house that we stayed in was called the Sea Winds, I believe. It's the one with the big red chair out in the front yard facing the highway. It was a really beautiful house. We were very lucky to have got to stay there, and we all had a really good time. But the whole time I was there, I just really wanted to utilize that location as best as I could. So this video basically was planned and filmed in a matter of like 2 days, just because it was so last minute. I think it was like the day before we had to leave, actually. Thank you to each and every one of you that watched this video whenever it came out. This is actually the first time I've ever uploaded a video and had it reach over 100 views in one day. Now those aren't very big numbers for a lot of people on here, but for me that's kind of a big deal, so thank you so very much. That means a lot to me. It's awesome. Thank you to all the new subscribers that I've gained. I am going to try my very hardest to upload a new video every Friday for as long as I possibly can. So yeah, until then, make sure you subscribe and let me know what you think about these kinds of behind the scenes videos and what kind of stuff you guys might want to see in the future. So thank you for watching, and until next time, see ya. Need to get one of me actually building it.